Hey boss ladies, welcome back to another video and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited. I believe this is the first sit down video of 2025 where I'm providing some style tips and style advice. So happy new year. I hope you all had an amazing start to your 2025 and I'm excited to see what's in store for all of you and of course for me and the SCB platform. I'm super excited as always to get into some new topics, some new content and all the things. So today I really want to start off with how we're going to set our style goals with intention for 2025. If you haven't been watching my videos, maybe you don't know, but all of 2024, I did some shopping and I was very intentional about the pieces that I was purchasing and adding to my wardrobe. I am on a journey to rebuild my capsule wardrobe and to make it make sense for me now that I'm in my 30s, that my body is kind of sort of changing, and that I'm moving into a new chapter in my life. And if you're on that same path, maybe you're a little older, but regardless, you are looking to really be a little bit more intentional about building your capsule wardrobe for 2025, then you definitely want to keep watching this video. So for those of you really quick who don't know me, my name is Kristen Johnson. I'm the CEO and founder of SCB Luxury Styling, where I help aspiring, sophisticated women align their inner beauty with their outer appearance. I focus on body shaping, capsule wardrobing, and of course, confidence building. Y'all, I am very passionate about styling and have been styling since 2013. And personal styling was where I found my love and what I've realized was my lane, and I have been doing it ever since. I work for a ton of brands like Amazon, Nordstrom, Lala, and have definitely styled virtually and physically so many women and helped them to build their confidence throughout my career. But now I'm in a space where I obviously want to continue doing that, but I also want to make sure that I am increasing my reach and providing you all with the proper education, the proper tips and advice so that you can do it on your own, whether you're a client of mine or not. So I'm excited to hop into this video. Today we'll be talking about how to set your style goals for 2025 with more intention. So I have 8 different steps that I'm going to break down so that you can make sure that you are being intentional this year, y'all. So it might sound like a lot, but it's all good. They're all super easy, and it just really gives you the opportunity to really set a strong foundation at the beginning of the year so that for the remainder of 2025, you are really thinking through your purchases and your investments and really using what you currently have and building on that with intention. So let's hop right into it. Number 1, reflect on your current style. So this is something that I do with my one-on-one clients, my private styling clients. The first thing we do is we reflect. We reflect on your experiences. We reflect on some of what you may have purchased in the past, what your style was in the past, and we talk about it. I feel like you can't successfully move forward without actually acknowledging what you've previously been through or have done in the past. So that is the first step. Think about what you've previously wore and how you feel about your previous wardrobe or even your current wardrobe. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel like not yourself? Ask yourself those questions. I feel like we don't spend enough time really talking about where we currently are before we decide to move on to the next level or the next phase in our life. So take time to think about that. And once you do that, then you can start talking about what you want to be perceived as, how you want to be perceived, how you want to feel. I know for me in 2025, I want to obviously feel more confident, but I want to make sure that I am comfortable. I talked about this in my 2024 best purchases video, but I talked about how I want to feel comfortable. I talked about how I want to have more structure in some of my pieces, how I need certain pieces for certain events and certain occasions. So really focusing on what you want, how you want to be perceived, and how you want to feel, I would say is the best first step to really setting intentions with your style goals for 2025. I'll also add too, this is something that I'm constantly encouraging my clients to do, but to cleanse your closet, y'all. If you take a look at what you currently have and pay attention to what is actually working and what actually isn't, focus more of your time on what's actually working and just get rid of what isn't working. There are so many things that I love about my wardrobe that I never want to get rid of, but then there were some things that I had to let go of. They just were no longer working for me, and they were basically collecting dust. So don't hold on to pieces that no longer suit you, but hold on to those pieces that are timeless, that will always work for you, and that truly align with the goals that you currently have for yourself for 2025. Number 2, identify your lifestyle needs. So you probably hear me saying this all the time. Of course, the best way to determine your personal style is to know your body shape, know your preferences and your personality, and also know your lifestyle and what you need. So I'm always going to say this because I feel like we don't think about our daily life. We don't think about what we do every day, where we're spending most of our time, how are we spending our time. For me, I work remote. So I'm either sitting on the couch working, sitting at my desk working, I'm standing up, sitting down. I also work out frequently. So I need pieces that are comfortable. I need pieces that I can work out in. And then of course, when I run my errands, maybe I'm going to a few meetings, even going to some networking events, I want to make sure that I have pieces for that too. So think about your daily life and what you do every day and what you need to make sure that you are comfortable throughout the entire day. I'm not really a big fan of having to change my clothes throughout the day just to fit into whatever it is I'm doing. I want to be able to change up one thing, whether it be my top, whether it be my bottom, whether it be my shoes. Obviously, if I'm working out, I have to put on workout clothes, but you can also do that too. Take a pair of leggings and style it up with a blazer and some boots, or a pair of flats, or a pair of loafers and a nice jacket. It's so many ways that you can style one piece. It's crazy. So really stepping out of your comfort zone by stepping into your comfort zone, if that makes sense, and just focusing on your lifestyle, nobody else's but yours, and really honing in on what works for you, because that is what's going to help you to make the best intentional decisions in 2025. So number 3, define your style goals. Okay, so this is pretty self-explanatory. What do you want your style to say about you in 2025? Do you want to be more polished? Do you want to be more sporty? Do you want to be more relaxed? What do you want your style to say about you in 2025? And also, what do you have coming up? What are you looking to do more of? I know for me, I'm looking to work out more. I'm looking to travel more. I'm looking to do more speaking engagements that maybe will have some travel along with it. But I'm looking to do all of those things. So because of that, I'm gonna make sure that I start adding and incorporating those pieces that would align with those goals into my wardrobe. Also mentioned in my previous video that I needed some more going out clothes. So clothes for date night, clothes for hanging out with my girlfriends, because I, for some reason, don't have that. I have a lot of daytime clothes. I have blazers, of course. I have pieces that are great for just every day and like working, but I don't have a ton of going out pieces. And I think it's important to think about what you actually need, but also sit down and think about what you're actually doing this year, what you're actually wanting to do this year. And that will help you to make the proper decisions moving forward. I know one other thing that I mentioned that I needed in my previous video are more basics. Because for some reason, y'all, I had basics, but then I guess it just got to a point where I never refreshed them, or I never went out and purchased new ones or replaced them. So this year I really need to focus on basics. Now I don't need all the basics. I have quite a few of them, but more specifically, I need more jeans, I need more trousers, and I need a few more layering pieces that I have been grabbing for, but don't have. And it's so crazy because those are like the simplest pieces that you should have in your wardrobe. But for me, if I grow out of them, sometimes I don't always think about repurchasing them. So I just gravitate towards what I have and just wear that instead. But don't do like I do as I say, and definitely make sure that you focus on getting the pieces that you need. So if you also need basics, focus on getting quality basics this year too, especially if you don't have any. Having that strong foundation to your wardrobe is really gonna make it a lot easier when getting dressed, putting outfits together, and just looking put together at all times. Number 4, determine your budget, y'all. So I feel like in 2024, a lot of people, even starting in 2023, a lot of people became very intentional about what they were spending their money on, because many people lost their jobs, many people got pay cuts. There has been a lot going on financially in the last couple years, and I feel like a lot of that has to play a part in your wardrobe and what you're wearing. Don't feel like you have to now start buying less. I don't want you to think of it in that way, but more so making decisions on what you should be spending your money on versus spending your money on pieces that are on sale or just pieces that are random that you'll only be wearing one time. Really making sure that you're investing in the right pieces. And when I say invest, I don't always mean spending a bunch of money, but just investing the time and looking for the right pieces and really making sure that you are purchasing quality pieces that will actually last. I think a lot of people, which I'm happy about, are moving away from fast fashion. But for me, regardless of the amount that I'm spending on the item, I always want to make sure I can wear the item at least 3 to 5 different ways or more with what I currently have in my wardrobe. If I can't do that, then it's not a piece that I need. So I want you to remember that when you're shopping and when you're deciding on what you need in your wardrobe in 2025. So don't be afraid to set a budget, y'all, whether it be $300 a month, $100 a month, $500 a quarter, whatever works for you. Set aside a budget for clothing and accessories. All of those things are important, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a professional, because you can't show up as your authentic self in the right spaces if you don't have the right pieces that show people that you're about your business and that you're the expert in your industry. You can't just show up with a hoodie on and jeans and expect people to take you seriously. Now, I do know that every work environment is different. Not everybody has to dress up anymore. A lot of work environments are definitely very lax and very laid back nowadays. But that doesn't mean that you have to fit into what everybody else is doing. I'm all about standing out, and I'm all about making sure that you are showing up as your authentic self. And we're all unique in our own way. So why would you want to look like everybody else when you can just look like yourself? So, okay, maybe you do want to wear jeans like everybody else. Maybe pair your jeans with a nice pair of boots, a nice blazer, and a nice blouse, or even a t-shirt and a blazer. Switch it up. Do something different. Be unexpected, but also stay true to you. But setting a budget will help you to make the right decisions. If your budget is only $300 and maybe for the month you find a piece that you love, that's $300. Great. But maybe for 1 month, your budget is $300 and you find a piece that's maybe $150. That means you have $150 left if you want to use it to buy something else for the month. But also don't feel like you have to spend the full budget. You can still make great decisions without spending the full budget. So maybe you want to spend half, maybe you just want to spend a quarter. But as long as you know how much you're setting aside to really make sure that you are budgeting properly for your clothes and your accessories, that's all that matters. Number 5, curate a mood board for inspiration. So y'all, this is something that is so fun to me. So if you're wanting to curate a mood board and just a whole entire plan for your wardrobe for 2025, then we need to work together. So definitely make sure you click the link in the description and schedule a style assessment to get started. It's completely free. I actually curated a personal style mood board for myself for 2025. The same thing I do for my clients. And I curated a color story. I curated a whole Pinterest board with a bunch of different ideas and a bunch of different inspiration on there as to how I want to look and dress this year. And having that visual is going to help you to make sure that you are making the proper decisions. I love a visual because I'm a visual person, and just with style, it's important to see things, not just to think about it or even to just write it down, but to see the type of style that you want to exude this year. It's important. So Pinterest has helped me to really get inspired and to really see what else is available, but not just to put outfits together, but also to branch out and try some new colors, try some new textures, and just different styles that I want to play around with that of course flatter my shape and fit into my personal style. Number 6, focus on versatility and essentials. So I kind of already talked about this a little bit, but depending on what you're needing in your wardrobe, you can always focus on basics. You can always focus on those essential pieces because they're gonna help getting dressed so much easier for you and save you so much time. You can never have too many basics because because if you're wearing them as often as you need to, then you're gonna need to replace them more often too, depending on the quality. So I know for me, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but I wear layering takes all year around. So white and black is what I have. And I wear them underneath my hoodies, I'll wear them underneath my sweaters, I'll even wear them underneath different jackets. And in order for me to make sure that I always have these pieces on rotation in my wardrobe, I have to buy them often depending on where I'm getting them from. So my last few tanks I've gotten from Target, they were probably less than $10. Great quality, but it just didn't last as long as I wanted because they started to get yellow stains. And that's still something that I'm trying to find a solution for, because honestly, I feel like regardless of the quality, that can happen to anybody. So it's definitely something I'm still doing some research on. But if I were buying new basics at least every 2 quarters, maybe twice a year, I wouldn't need them as often. So don't be afraid to buy 2 tank tops at a time or 2 t-shirts at a time, especially if you know you're going to be wearing them on heavy rotation. Of course, you'll always hear me say this, but make sure you're investing in pieces that work well together. That's literally what a capsule wardrobe is. So people constantly ask me, what is a capsule wardrobe? I've never heard of that. Or I've heard of that, but I don't necessarily know what it is. Well, a capsule wardrobe is a wardrobe that consists of pieces that can be worn interchangeably. And you don't need a ton of pieces in your capsule wardrobe. Of course, you can have as many pieces as you like, but the goal for a capsule wardrobe is really to have less and do more with less. So if you have your go-to blazer, your go-to jacket, your go-to jeans, you're good, but you don't need a ton of options. The whole point is to save you time and to save you stress when getting dressed. But having that capsule wardrobe with those go-to pieces is gonna help getting dressed so much easier for you. There's another app that I recently discovered, I believe it's called Index, and it's basically gonna help you to digitize your wardrobe. So I do plan on doing that this year, which I'm super excited about because it's definitely been a thought in my mind to do something like that. But just being able to have your wardrobe on hand. So when you are out shopping, maybe you don't remember, what you have. You can easily open up the Index app, see your wardrobe, and take a picture of the item that you're considering and add it into your wardrobe and see how you can style it, see how you can fit it into what you currently have. It's so important to think about what you currently have first before buying something. That is what it means to be intentional. So thinking about what you currently have and really moving forward with that is going to be the key in 2025. Number 7, tailor your wardrobe to your body. So I always talk about this. Not everything that is straight off the rack is going to fit you perfectly. So you may or may not have to get pieces tailored. Usually, a lot of people will get items tailored in the simple spots. So getting something hemmed, getting something taken in the waist. But certain pieces may need a little bit more tailoring than that. Maybe something needs to be nipped in the back, or maybe you want to just reconfigure something altogether. So really think about that. Consider finding a tailor, finding someone that you can work with, really build a relationship with, so that when you need something tailored, especially if you're in the process of losing weight, even if you're in the process of gaining weight, making sure that those pieces that you love can be altered so that they can fit your body perfectly. Because sometimes you don't want to get rid of something because you love it so much, it's still in great shape, and you wear it with a lot of things, but it just doesn't fit the way that you want it to fit. So take it to a tailor, see what they can do. Now, some items, you really can't do much with it, but I want to encourage you to just ask and see. And if they aren't really able to do anything with it, then you can go out and buy something else to replace it. You can even sell that item or give it to someone who actually can work with it, but don't feel like you just have to force something or lose weight or gain weight just to fit something. When you know your body shape, it's important to make sure that your clothes are constantly flattering your shape. So sometimes the pieces that you currently have, or even some new pieces that you may have purchased, may not really fit the way that you want it to, but you love it. So taking it to the tailor will help it to fit your body perfectly and just give it that unique feel, so it'll feel like a custom piece. And last but not least, number 8, commit to the process. So y'all, curating a capsule wardrobe, accomplishing your style goals, and really being intentional is a process, and it takes time. Don't be so hard on yourself. Fashion is supposed to be fun. Fashion is supposed to be exciting and really pushes you out of your comfort zone at times. So make sure that you give yourself grace to try new things. If something doesn't work out, it's all right. Try it again, try something else. Ask for people's opinions, the right people who will give you their expert opinions, but also make sure that you're open to the process of trying new things. I have been in the process of building my capsule wardrobe for about 1.5 years now, and I'm still not there, y'all. It's so many things that I still need to add, so many things that I probably should be replacing and probably should get rid of. But again, it's a process. So it takes time. None of this stuff is gonna happen overnight. None of this stuff is gonna happen in a month, but give yourself the time to make those changes. It's a whole evolution. Style is an evolution. So don't be afraid to evolve into the person that you were created to be. So I hope this was helpful. I hope these 8 steps will really make it easy for you to start making the proper intentional decisions in 2025 when it comes to your style. I hope this encourages you to be open to the process, to seek help if you need it, and to take your time. Curating a style that works for you is going to take time, like I said, and I just want you to give yourself grace. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, if either of these tips stood out to you, if you've already started setting your style goals for 2025, let me know in the comments. And also, if you have any questions about style, I'd be happy to answer them in the next video. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.